There are moments in a marriage when the smallest comment, tossed casually into the air, suddenly lands with the force of a surprise snowstorm. On a morning that began like any other, with Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos teasing each other the way only a married couple of nearly 3 decades can, something unexpected happened. One lively remark, delivered with playful fire, stopped the audience in their tracks. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't cruel, but it was sharp enough to spark the kind of debate that people whisper about long after the cameras go dark. Kelly, in her bright, humorous way, suddenly called out Mark for something so ordinary and yet so universally relatable that the entire studio gasped. And it all started with Christmas. Kelly and Mark have always had the kind of chemistry that glows from across a room. Their laughter, their teasing, their unfiltered honesty. It's the reason people love tuning in. But this particular day, Kelly's playful irritation bubbled up when the topic turned to gift-giving and holiday traditions. Not the glamorous red carpet kind of holidays, but the real ones. Messy, chaotic, loud, heartfelt. She confessed that every year she tries her best to keep their family traditions alive. She buys matching pajamas, she decorates with obsessive enthusiasm, she makes sure everyone has something meaningful to open. And every year, Mark, with that mischievous grin he's had since he was 20, gently resists. He claims the pajamas itch. He claims they're too tight. He claims they look like something from a holiday movie his character would never agree to star in. But this year, Kelly wasn't letting it go. In front of the studio audience, she narrowed her eyes, pointed at her husband, and declared, "You do absolutely nothing for this holiday. Nothing. You haven't bought a single thing. You haven't baked anything. You haven't wrapped anything. You haven't even pretended to help. The very least you can do is put on the pajamas." The crowd erupted, some in laughter, some in shock, and some in that universal nod of recognition that only long-term partners truly understand. It wasn't anger, it wasn't real criticism, but it was sharp enough to spark the kind of debate that people whisper about long after the cameras go dark. Mark, in his charming way that makes people forgive him instantly, insisted he does help. Maybe not with cooking, or organizing, or decorating, but with something equally important in his eyes, taking out the wrapping paper trash. To him, this was a genuine contribution. To Kelly, it was barely a footnote. The truth was, the tension wasn't really about pajamas or presents. It was about something deeper, something every couple eventually faces, the shift that happens when children grow up and traditions start to change shape. Their 3 children weren't little anymore. They weren't waiting to peek around corners hoping to catch their parents wrapping gifts. They were adults, with jobs, opinions, and lives scattered across cities and countries. And Mark, perhaps accepting this shift before Kelly had fully embraced it, suggested something she never expected. Maybe it was time to stop giving them physical gifts. Maybe a simple holiday greeting and a little financial help was enough. The studio audience reacted instantly, half in agreement, half horrified. To Kelly, Christmas morning wasn't about the monetary value of a gift. It was about the ritual, the rustling of wrapping paper, the shared smiles, the surprise, the sentiment. To her, a holiday without presents wasn't a holiday at all. It felt cold, empty, removed of magic. But to Mark, it felt practical, mature. Their kids were no longer asking for toys or sweaters. They had rent, projects, travel expenses. The magic in his mind could live in freedom, not objects. This disagreement didn't come from selfishness or stubbornness. It came from love. Just 2 different expressions of it. And that wasn't the end, not even close. Because the same week, the couple shared another story, one that revealed why this debate mattered so much. They had skipped Thanksgiving at home. Instead of cooking, hosting, stressing, and juggling responsibilities, they had booked the simplest airline tickets they could find and flown straight to London. Not for glamour, not for adventure, but to escape, for a moment, the weight of expectations. For years, Kelly had tried to master the perfect Thanksgiving meal. There were triumphs, there were disasters. There were salty turkeys and overcooked side dishes that haunted her memory. After 30 years of juggling motherhood, television, public appearances, and family life, she finally decided she had earned the right to run. Just for a little while. And so they did. They slept. They rested. They let someone else roast the turkey. They let someone else do the dishes. Their daughter Lola, living in the UK, became their anchor for the holiday. And for the first time in years, the family gathered without pressure, without panic, without deadlines. It wasn't just a getaway. It was a reminder of something important. Traditions can evolve. Families can grow without breaking. Even long-standing rituals can gently shift into something new. But back home, the holiday debate continued. Mark insisted the children didn't need more things. Kelly insisted the ritual mattered. Mark argued for simplicity. Kelly fought for sentiment. Mark teased her. Kelly teased back. It wasn't fighting. It was marriage. And their audience loved every second of it because it was relatable, honest, warm, imperfect, and real. But the funniest twist came when Kelly revealed what Mark truly does during gift opening. While everyone else is savoring the moment, taking their time, showing each other what they've received, Mark wanders the room like a recycling ninja, swooping in, grabbing discarded wrapping paper, and tossing it into a trash bag before people even finish opening their gifts. In his mind, he is being helpful. In Kelly's mind, he is single-handedly destroying the atmosphere of Christmas morning. He laughed when she described it. She groaned. The audience roared. And yet, beneath all the teasing, beneath all the exasperation, was something unmistakable: affection. Their holidays were chaotic, funny, imperfect, and deeply human. They were the kind of holidays everyone has, no matter how glamorous life appears on the outside. Their story wasn't about criticism or conflict. It was about two people figuring out how to navigate a new chapter in their lives, a chapter where children become adults, a chapter where traditions evolve, a chapter where holidays aren't scripted moments of perfection, but messy, beautiful glimpses of real love. And the most surprising part of all, Kelly admitted she wasn't ready for the holiday season at all. Not mentally, not emotionally, not logistically. But she also confessed something more important, that she would rather face the chaos, the shopping, the planning, the unexpected frustrations, as long as she got to face them with Mark. Because that's the heart of their story. Not the pajamas, not the wrapping paper, not the disagreements about gifts, but the joy of having someone to disagree with, someone to laugh with, someone to navigate the changing seasons of life with, someone who may forget to buy presents, but never forgets to show up. No matter how old the kids get, no matter where they spend Thanksgiving, no matter how many traditions shift or fade or transform, at the end of the day, the only thing that truly matters is that they're in it together. So whether you side with Kelly, the keeper of traditions, the guardian of holiday magic, or with Mark, the practical partner who believes love doesn't always need wrapping paper, one thing is certain. Their story reminds all of us that family isn't defined by perfectly wrapped gifts or flawless celebrations. It's defined by the people willing to laugh with you, argue with you, grow with you, and share every season by your side. And if you've ever looked at someone you love and thought, "You drive me crazy, but I wouldn't trade you for anything," then you already understand exactly what Kelly and Mark feel during every chaotic, hilarious, unforgettable holiday they share. Because love isn't perfect, but it is worth everything.